Welcome to Junk Journal Mayhem at Studioloo.
Day 19. We're here playing with a takeout container. So admittedly, my takeout container is a little bit different than many, but I think, this is an open kind of thing, right? Like it's just, we're here to make you think about your takeout container. So this one is actually a takeout container that was from the bottom of a Japanese cheesecake that may have come home with me. So it's this cool color. I mean, I think you could also use styrofoam containers, plastic containers. I think about things like, if you had a styrofoam container, you could do a cool background for tags. Styrofoam will really suck up color of inks and other, paints and things. Don't use heat though if you're using styrofoam. Because styrofoam pretty much immediately will send off those fumes that we shouldn't be breathing, and then obviously your normal takeout containers that are clear plastic or something, don't see those so much anymore. You could use those to make a shaker card or something, and then obviously anything from paper or cardboard that could be reused, use it. So this one is kind of a weird one though, so I wanted to play with it. My first objective is to take down this side to make this not a 3D piece. I mean, clearly this could be a really cool frame on the front of a book, but I'm not looking to do that today. But, never discount these kind of things, because if you're looking for a way to make a cool cover and you're like, I'd really love it if I had a big oval frame to put a cool portrait in, well, look to things like this. Because, I mean, even if you don't have this in your house, but you have that journal objective and you're like, how could I make this thing useful? Yeah, let's get rid of this tape. You could actually buy the cheesecake for the purposes of the packaging. As long as you're going to use it. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of all this. Okay, so this is what I have left. Obviously, it's not, even yet. I'll have to even it out more. But what I want to use is just the shape, really. And the color is kind of cool, but I don't want that to be too risen up. I can use a little bit of it, but I wouldn't want it to be super 3D in the book. So and you could also keep this as a template if you wanted to. This could be your end use of it. You could even cover it in paper or paint, and this could be your end use, and you just use it again and again to create this particular template shape if, this is a shape that you want to use a lot. It's one of those things, useful. So I think what I want to do now with it is this is from one of my kits, my Journal Together kits, and I've got some other bits and bobs here, and I think I want to create some kind of, this shape, a framed kind of image, and then I want to gild around it, because, the gold and the silver inspire me, but I don't want to keep the whole 3D piece, right? So I think what I will do is use 3-in-1 for this, and I need to go get a new bottle of 3-in-1 today, because this one is getting to that point where things are they're getting a little bit thick at the bottom. Not too bad, but okay. I also have a bunch of gardening to do. I need to put my pepper plants in their pots and get them out front of my house in the sun, the extreme sun that the hot peppers like. And then I need to plant my peas and beans to start climbing up this thing that I built for them. Okay, so let's get this on here. Just kind of give it a smooth. Also, I think if I weren't using this whole piece, I would love to cut out this label and use it as a label. That little embossed bit. I'll cut around here first. Okay. Those are my scraps. Actually, I might use some of those. I'll just set that aside. Now I want to do the same thing on back, but I want to back it with some more paper. I probably don't need to use Fabri-Tac, actually. I think glue stick will be just fine for this. Because I'm actually going to stitch anyways, but I mean, the glue stick will hold this fine. It's not like a really hard to deal with kind of substrate. Just looking for the right backing here. I'll go with one of these thin file folder separator things. Trim this one more time. And essentially, all I'm making use of with this takeout container is the shape. And it's also giving some, you know, thickness to this piece of ephemera. And I wasn't sure how I was going to use this today because I was like, it's gold, I need to use the gold, but I just think it doesn't work for what I would want it to. So I'm going to go and I'm going to maybe stitch around this first, or maybe I'll do that last. Let's play with this first. So I did grab sort of this woman, well, not sort of, she is a woman, but she's from a Tim Holtz, you know, paper doll. And she, to me, looks like an industrious kind of woman who is like taking on, you know, the city. And she's maybe alive during the time when women were just kind of finding their way in the workforce or something. She's got that kind of a vibe to her. So I'm thinking I might, I don't know if I can separate these two layers. I back this on folder so it's kind of a little thicker than I want. I just pulled it from scraps, so we'll see if I can kind of sort of separate it here. It seems like it wants to stay glued though. We got it. Perfecto. So yeah, I'll re-glue that to this. Just to kind of give it almost like a little almost grassy feel at the bottom. Oops. And then, do I need any more of this? Maybe just a little bit right there. A little more glue. Okay. So I am just getting started on the long weekend. Starting out a little slowly this morning, just kind of taking a bit of time here in my studio. I did a bunch of cleaning in my studio this morning, which felt really good. Okay, that, and then this. Sort of want to put that up here. It's got that cool staple on it. Okay. I'm going to glue these things down first so that I don't lose the way that I've set them down, because I like that. Hoping to also in the evenings this weekend, when I'm done doing all the things that I'm probably going to end up doing with the kids, hoping to catch up on some videos. I've noticed lately that my YouTube algorithm, I don't know if because other people in my house watch on my account, it's been sending me all sorts of videos for things that are like not really like craft related or art related, so I feel kind of like behind. And there's definitely some certain creators that I follow and like I love their work, but I just haven't been seeing their videos. So I've got this idea in mind tonight to kind of go through and like see what I've missed out on. That's one of the roughest things about like social media is like if you like seeing certain creators and their videos, make sure you're leaving like, you know, a like or a comment or, you know, whatever you can do from time to time, because if you don't, actually you will like they will fall off your algorithm because you don't engage with their content. So like even if you watch their videos, sometimes that's actually not really enough, because people, you know, maybe like YouTube thinks that they just like leave the TV going and they're not watching the content because they don't engage with it or something. I don't know, but it definitely can impact your algorithm. I've had to sort of selectively reset my algorithm several times by like, you know, watching a bunch of videos, liking, even if you just leave like a comment that's just like a little heart or something, you know, like it helps you to reformulate your algorithm. I've had to do that a couple times now. Because I do watch other topics on YouTube and I also do a lot of research, and so it ends up sort of messing up my whole artsy YouTube. I do have 2 different YouTube accounts because like I use one for my personal sort of like my family, like upstairs in our family room we have an account that's mostly kids stuff and science and research kind of stuff that I like to watch in the morning, and then I have like my own like the Studioloo kind of YouTube where I subscribe. Actually, I often subscribe more than once to most of the crafty channels that I like, because I do have 2 accounts, so I can watch upstairs and watch, you know, down here in the studio on the Studioloo account, because I just kind of separate my accounts that way. Okay, so that's coming together. I created that nice layer with this piece here from my my digital. Now I'm going to use some gilding wax around the edge because I'm still missing that lovely golden package that I've used here. So I'll just use my finger with the gilding wax. I like using my finger with gilding. I think it gilds nicely. Because I like sort of a rub on, you know. I'm not looking for, if I'm looking for something to be, you know, in a shape or in a straight line, I will lay some kind of like washi tape down or something so I can follow it that way. But this one I'm wanting it to just kind of look like it was almost, not shadowy because it's hard to do that, but almost if like metallic had a shadowy, you know, like a rubbed on kind of. Just an organic kind of look. Here we go. Perfect. Now I'm just going to use the excess kind of around her, just so there's like a little shine coming out from behind her. Okay, so I'm going to head to the sewing machine, stitch around this, and I'll come back and show you the final piece. Alrighty, so here we are. I stitched around this and I added some thread tangles at the bottom in black and white, and I feel like this is just a really fun, it could be a journal card, it could actually also go on the cover of a book. I think it is a lot of fun. It sort of tells a story, and it's got nice elements to it. So yeah, I'm happy with this little bit. I also love that I use this little rusty staple on that old, this was like an old check or something something. And yeah, I think this is a lot of fun, and it was a nice way to just use up most of that plastic container. So go through your recycle bin, go through your fridge, grab your takeout containers and wash them and use them up. I think it's a fun way, like, if you've not got much to do on a day when you got some time, like, just sit and make some fun ephemera with like random stuff around the house like this. It will surprise you. So that being said, if you don't have access to certain things like, vintage checks and stamps, there's plenty of digitals like that. If you don't have these Tim Holtz paper dolls, cut some figures out of books, that kind of thing. If you're interested in this bit here, this is one example of many, many different things that I do on Patreon. I have a monthly journal together kit where you get usually about 18 pages or so of eclectic materials for journaling, either things that I've illustrated, things that are in the public domain that I have curated, or things from other illustrators that I have paid for the rights to use, and stuff like that. So that being said, you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.